Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Princess Cassie, and I have with me, as usual, on the show today.
That increased.
I already have Mary
Morning.
and Kenneth on standby joining us from Abuja. Good morning, guys.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning from Abuja.
How is London today?
Pretty cold, but we're fine. Officially, it's winter. And Kenneth Mazi, I like your cap. It's really fun.
Thank you.
This
Thank
cap
you.
shows that it's ready for any bus boost today.
And I like it.
When you want to see this cap,
This
picture.
is an NPC shifting. You know, so that's how they
We are
tell
ready
you
for you.
not to
We
call
are ready
it.
for you today. Oh. You know, you have to squeeze the cap outside. We are ready. Anyone you bring.
And I like the little, opening at the front. It's giving some kind of, not really Mazi vibes, but the young
This is a funky mazi.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say. Young funky Mazi. Anyway, it looks good on you. That's really fine. You look like all those Igbo chief Abalis from the word for Nigerian film.
Exactly.
Anyway, viewers, thank God it's Friday, and of course, we work so much during the week, and we're really happy when it's Friday. We have quite a lot coming in from Nigeria as usual, and let's not forget that we have a lot of people will be joining us today from Kano. I've been in touch with quite a number of people, and they have been, lamenting, crying, a lot of, stories, or let's say opinion to what's actually happening in Kano. But anyway, we get to hear from some of them today, and what's the present situation there? Are they able to walk freely? I know as of yesterday we're still seeing protests, police making arrests here and there. But we'll see to that later on today. And of course, we have quite a lot coming from our national dailies as well.
We have a guest.
And we have a guest. I think that's one of them from Kano.
Yes.
But he's supposed to join us much later, not now. But he can still stay with us.
You just tell him how to face his stuff.
Sir, good morning. Can you hear me?
Babangida Ali, yeah.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Okay, we can take him off for us. I think network issues. I already dropped a voice note for them, so they should know what to do.
All right.
Yes, so we have quite a lot coming in, and we hope that we'll just try. Today's Friday, Nigerians, Black people, we are always in a haste. Today, especially.
We're always celebrating. It's like it's the African culture to celebrate. You understand? Even you see, there was a time I went to Nigeria. You understand? And I thought they said everybody is hungry and things are so bad. And I was with these guys. So luckily that day we said let's take the road trip. So one of my guys was driving about 4 of us and we got to Ore. There's this girl with big orange. If you see the load of the orange, I don't know how they managed to arrange it. And then I think Awilo was playing. This is way back. The amount of dance, the joy in that woman's life. We that is in the car thinking we have a great life. We don't have that joy. You understand? That's why Nigerians said the world said that Nigerians are the happiest people in the world because we groove. Today, Friday, no disturb us. One small madam, we could go do our own.
I didn't expect everybody here today. I just say I have to do the show. That's why I came here today. Anyway, we move on quickly. I know we have quite a lot coming in from Nigerians and northern elders. They are not happy with the judiciary. They are faulting the judiciary, as a matter of fact. And then, we have, I don't know what's happening in our dear FCT, but we get to that story pretty soon. As we hear that FCT is owing some budget or some money. I don't know what that story stands for. But we'll move quickly to the Punch newspaper. But before we go, guys, hold on, Daddy Chris. Kenneth and Mary, how is the situation? Are you able to get cash from the ATM machines?
US.
Mostly.
Not POS, I mean ATM.
I think US has taken over ATM these days. Everybody's ready to just part with the 100 naira and
yes,
get money and move on. But I think what has really changed this morning has been the transport. There's been some little increments, 100 naira, 50 naira. Though if you price, you might still want to get the old fare. But I think it's a sign that we're moving to some new transport fare prices, probably within FCT and around.
Because we're hearing that cash crunch exists, Uh, I don't know how Abuja is, but we do hope that this season people are not stranded because of whatever that is happening. Even though officially the CBN did say that the old naira notes is still legal tender, but Nigerians now, once we hear anything before in the past, we're not don't they will tell you I'm not interested, though I need to hold the new one. So that's the problem we have. But I know a lot of people also said that they are not able to access cash from the most of the ATMs are not dispensing cash right now. But let's move on with the stories, and these are some of the stories we have coming from the Punch newspaper. We have here as the main headline: NNPCL ends for import December 2024. Projects 4.5 trillion naira revenue, and the writer says for importation, shipping cost, port levies will stop, says Ipman. NNPCL boss carries insist on December deadline for PH refinery repairs. Speaker demands privatization. All these stories are on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says NAF decorates 12 combat pilots, vows tough time for terrorists. That story is on page 11 of the Punch newspaper. As well, there's a story here that says FG states plan 18 million agric jobs, $1.5 billion funds. And that story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. There's a story here that says government to fish out prison warders aiding Boko Haram. That story is on page 8 of the Punch newspaper. Tinubu as absent bill on local assets bill on local military equipment production. That story is on page 41 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says cash crush worsen, food spending drops by 3 trillion naira. And that story is on page 14 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says under police arrest has made son over killing of boss. That story is on page 5 of the Punch newspaper. We have a story here that says Jusun Oshun chapter on collation course over anti-CG protest on page 14 of the Punch newspaper. These are some of the stories we have coming from the Punch. Do you think this is good news that decrease NNPCA ends for imports December 2024 project 4.5 trillion naira revenue?
You know what we're looking for? If we can see this, you understand, we'll be jubilating. Then the Mazi people will be thanking you. You understand? The Mazi guys, it's really, 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 really. If we can end importation of fuel, what happened is that you see, it will have such a big impact on our economy. One, meaning we're now producing what we can consume. The foreign, this whole naira, all our earning will stay with us. If we are buying things, you see, that's how it's supposed to be. We shouldn't be buying what we produce or what we have. You understand? And that is exactly the cry we're crying. If we cannot produce mobile phones, all the other gadgets we use today, but at least we should not be importing fuel. Let us start from that. And we shouldn't be importing food. I think those two important things. If this government can do that for us, that would be a great thing. So this is a very good news. And if they can achieve it, I don't want to be negative these days. I really want to encourage the government to make sure they support this project and make it to happen.
We do hope, like what is said, by that time, we'll actually, see it
But
happening.
Princess, you
And,
didn't
and
congratulate Punch at 50. Oh. That's a very important tip there.
funny enough, Punch now my guys, so because apparently I deal with most of their editors, and when I talk about punctuality, they are the people I can. For instance, then when I was in Nigeria, once I have an advert like print advert, I usually call them for it, because if Punch is dropping their paper, check the time. If it's 6 a.m. every morning, that's 6 a.m. No matter what. Sometimes I particularly have to be calling other editors. I have to go and look for the paper myself and all that. But really, congratulations to them. And Kenneth, There's a story here. I think I really love this. FG states plan 18 million agri jobs, 1.5 billion dollar funds. Kenneth.
You see, this is why I keep telling people that you need to believe in the renewed hope agenda. Of
Hmm.
course, no government is perfect, but when it comes to the clear purpose of bringing up projects that will actually impact on the life of Nigerians, I think you just want to see that this government is really committed to doing things in a very different way. The only thing I'm looking at is the means for these projects to be done. I think there needs to be more engagement of people in the private sector than
Yes.
government using government channels all the time to make this happen. If you're looking for 18 million jobs in agri, if you think you can mop up about 1.5 billion dollars, then it means the 18 million people definitely cannot just be captured by the normal government agencies. You have to involve private people, you have to involve private organizations, corporations, bodies, and cooperatives that are around this. And so, if government is more robust in the engagement, then we might want to see that this project will have fruition. But I think it's a good step in the right direction. Agriculture, just like Chris said, we should not be talking about importing food on a good day, not importing food. These are things we can actually produce here and even sell to the world. So I just want to see this government do more in that aspect.
Okay, Mary, there's a story here. Government to fish out prison warders aiding Boko Haram. Is that even? I don't understand.
Yeah.
We said
Why
it
the
the other
APC
day.
man now? But I don't know the one ruling. They know what they are doing.
You see,
APC people.
no, you must give credit, like I keep saying.
Give credit to
This report had come out some 2 days ago about when the House of Reps said that the judiciary was being complicit in aiding Boko Haram suspect, and then the prison warders were doing a lot in helping them. I don't know, maybe escape or even get information from outside. Having some little freedom to operate even while they are still inside. So if the military has said that, and then today we are saying the government is moving in, then I want to give kudos to them. But like I keep saying, it is up to government agencies to do their job. If the DSS had been proactive before now, we wouldn't even be having this problem. If the military intelligence had been proactive before now, we wouldn't even have this problem. They would have been able to identify and fish. But of course, government is government. So if government is out for something, they will always get it done.
I don't even believe this thing I'm saying here.
But Kenneth,
Kenneth,
last time,
First of all, why did they even spare the lives of the Boko Haram? Why should they even be in prison? Why not kill them immediately you see them?
No.
So if I may
There are rules of engagement.
that would be a killing. Anyway,
Yes, the another government will come remove them. No. I don't do this. This is just stories just to cover up or paint things in another way. Because
they refuse to call them terrorists. They say they are bandits.
Why did they kill them? How can you see a Boko Haram and put them in the prison? For what? They didn't have to be in the prison. So you're even feeding them on top of the evil thing that just
let me tell you one thing. You see,
tell me what.
You see, there are paths to rehabilitation. In fact, rehabilitating.
These people, there's nothing they can do to change them.
No,
so if you see
don't
them, you
say
kill
that.
them.
These are monsters Nigeria made in the first place.
These two people fight.
Kenneth, if we talk about rehabilitation and then you keep, after that you keep incorporating them into the society, and then we have others in the prison that be sentenced to death. They were robbers too. They were killers, and because of that reason, they were sentenced. So why not just do the rehabilitation for every single prisoner, and then we keep bringing them back into the society?
Anyway, let me before you guys chip in on this issue of let me call them terrorists because Nigerian government refused to brand them as terrorists. There's a place like Kenneth, you rightly said the other time, if you go to the civilized world, you don't keep those prisoners in the same place.
Yes, with others.
So because of their potential threat to society. Now, what can the warder do? Now you're trying to chase the warder. Kenneth, you are commending your government for chasing the ordinary warder who is afraid of his dear life. You were the one that said it here that if you are a warder, you will aid them because of your family. What put them in that
but you must commend the government for deciding to move in. When the government comes into this thing now, they of course will hear the real fears of the warder. Okay. And then more plans can be developed on how to do this. That because you see, when it comes to issue of terrorists in the world, is actually a big problem rehabilitating because there are dangerous ones there are those who have been brainwashed who are not even sure of what they're doing. Some of them
Yes.
are also terrorizing. In fact, you cannot call them hardcore terrorists.
I don't
Some of them
understand.
are just, brainwashed. Some of them are young people. I've seen even 11, 15, 17 years kids who have been detained under the Terrorism Act. So most times, it's not some people, it's not just where you can pack everybody. But what
Yeah.
I say is this, like I said the last time, the military needs to be up in the intelligence. We need to know those there are figureheads in organizations that you might want to hold on to so strongly. Then there are those you might want to go through rehabilitation processes and de-radicalizing them, giving them new doctrines, telling them a better version of Islam that does not. So what I'm saying is this: is a bigger project, but it has to start with at least stopping those aiding and abetting first. Then you might want to move in and know what their problem is in order to assist them.
I agree, but my fear is I'm finding it very difficult to separate terrorism from kidnapping because they need money to fuel their things, so they have to start kidnapping people. Like what happened? The train to Kaduna. All those ones are clear terrorist acts. You understand? Those are the kind of guys that can stop a train. They're dangerous. You understand? The local ones we see in communities, we know those are community boys not taking advantage of what they see. You understand? But those ones you see, those are terrorist acts and they're dangerous. And my own is they should not be in the same place. If the government want to step in, if they are stepping in, you see, Kenneth, when you step in with mouth, you step in with policies, you step in with their structures. You understand? Now, what we would have expected is okay. My anger is why chasing the warders. The warders are victims of your failure. Why chasing them? Why looking for them? Look for a way to solve it, because if you bring a new order and he's threatened, he will do the same.
Exactly. And then don't be surprised tomorrow you see this warders going to maybe sentencing to maybe want a death or maybe even life imprisonment. Then tomorrow you will come and release the Boko Haram that yes they've been
Because they release
sanitized.
them.
They
They
incorporate
release
them
them.
into
That's what they
society.
do.
It's really wrong. You cannot see in a developed country where such a thing as what happened at like the train attack and other attacks. The government will brand them terrorists and that is it. There's no sugarcoating it or painting it. Anyway, there's a story here also, Kenneth, that says Tinubu assets be on local military equipment production.
Like I keep saying, in fact, today all the news I'm hearing from the federal government.
You're happy.
You understand? They are giving great news. This is a big win for Nigerian internal security. It's a big win for Nigerian security as a whole, because the moment we start producing what we use to fight even the terrorists, the kidnappers, and the rest, then we're saving money that naturally we will go outside to go and sign a $1 billion deal with Donald Trump, and we're happy that he's going to give us some, aspire to Tucano jets they have in the US. So it is good that we are starting. It's now law that will manufacture some of our military needs. It might not be the bigger things that of course there are bigger technological advancement in military that we know that we are not there yet. Might just be ammunitions, might be the Kevlar bulletproof vest, might just be some little things that make logistics better. Even as little as boots used to be important.
Uniform. Connect, you just said it all. Do you believe that Nigeria imports uniform?
So we have about where shoes are made. So if it becomes law that the military must buy some component of their defense a particular amount, then it means the money definitely, even if the government is going to spend 300 billion and is saying 60% of it must come from the local content, then it means about 200 or there about billion is coming back to the economy. So it means the government is spending into the economy, and then you begin to see military production companies like you have in the US
to flourish. Yeah, I agree.
I think I agree with Kenneth as well.
Yes.
And don't forget, look at Punch and look at this very beautiful, NAF decorate 12 combat pilot as so cute pilot.
Yes.
But we do hope that since they say the vast tough time for terrorists, now we hope that we're going to see action aside at these very cute faces and of course this decoration was seen here. And I just wanted to ask Mary before they went off. Although police arrest has made some over killing of boys, these are things we kept hearing. We've been hearing them over the years. Has help issue, has made issue is another issue I want to take on one of my shows differently. So I'm going to move ahead. Going to discuss other issues here.
I think this issue of of Nigeria not actually spending our money on things we can produce.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that this government will do, and I will be on their side 100% because I don't fight good things. You understand? Because imagine Nigeria spending. If they tell you how much we spend in buying boots,
Something
just
that they can
boot,
produce in Aba.
uniform. Is only about. Is it not a shame that the Nigerian institution do not even have an arm that produces their own? You understand? What you see, all these things, every institution can now begin to even develop skills within. Like the Nigerian police, they have their own lawyers, they have their own, they have their doctors. You understand? Their policemen who are medical doctors. So they get these guys in. It's nothing wrong if they even have that little element so that our police can look decent. It costs them nothing for them to begin to produce this thing internally, so that it doesn't go out. Because if you give it out, other people might, Nigeria have a way of infiltrating things. They can begin to share the uniform among themselves. If private people could produce uniform, we'll be scared how many uniform we have there. You understand? But if it is produced within, and these things are things you don't get, it's like naira. You don't produce naira. You don't tell people to produce naira. These are security stuff that I think the various forces should have a way of producing and keeping it within. And when it comes to, in fact, if it is cutlass we can't sell, let us produce cutlass that we will use sometime. Now, just for your information, you've been in the UK for some time. Have you seen a policeman carrying gun?
No.
Not in this country. Our policemen don't carry gun. Not the one you say extra. How do you say? You say, how do you say the bullet just shoot out?
Accidental discharge.
Accidental discharge.
God punish you. You understand? When is accidental discharge? You understand?
If you move, I move you. There's something that the police used to say, if you move, I move you.
Exactly. See, can you imagine? The question they will ask you, the British police, is, who you going to shoot? You understand? What you carrying gun to do? You understand? That is how we think here. What are you saying that we are being shot every day here? America have even killings where the police carry gun and people carry gun than here. You don't hear that story in the UK. We have knife crime. Imagine if we had allowed them to carry gun, where we would be now. Knife is killing kids here because it's what they can access. So government should do their needful to make sure these little things are secured. In fact, I don't see Nigerian police. I'm so ashamed to see them not wear dress. So unkept. Mentally, they are already down. A man, if you wake up this morning, Kenneth, now that you wear your Mazi shirt, you feel good. You understand? Wearing the Nigerian police uniform should be something of pride. You understand? That when you wear it, you look decent. The boots are shining, you cacking. You know, those will say we want cack. And then you have this reason to keep your job. But the way it is now is sad. It's sad. And I think that is the most important thing I take from this. So the whole decoration, the whole drama, all interesting to me. But what's really important is for us to create welfare. And welfare is not only money you give to them. The psychic of the people, dressing is one of them. You understand?
That is true. And so we move on quickly to the next newspaper, and we're going to take the Vanguard. These are some of the stories we have coming from the Vanguard this morning. We have here as the main headline, NBS reports, families spend more as inflation persists. And Rider says records 3.3% rise in second quarter 2023. Families shifted towards recurrent rather than savings investments. It is induced by base effect. And these are some of the riders we have coming from that story, and that story is on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. There's a story here that says Northern elders express concern over conduct of judiciary on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we have, there's this beautiful picture there with people holding money,
exactly,
where you see winners emerge at Zenith Bank's Tech Fair. This is a way of the banks also empowering, reaching out to giving back to the society. And you can see some money there, people who won some money there, and it's quite 20 million naira, 15 million, 10 million. That is whooping, if you ask me, and that's a good thing to do, to give back. And then there's a story here that says Kano Yoruba community begs Tinubu Obasanjo to intervene in political crisis. That story is on page 32 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says NGX axis 30 companies over corporate governance on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper. We have roadmap to tackle challenges in education sector. That's coming from the president. That story is on front page of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Nasarawa Appeal Court reverses sack of Governor Sule, and that story is on page 32 of the Vanguard newspaper. These are some of the stories we have coming from Vanguard, and there's a story here from the Sport Desk that says 2023 AFCON blow for Super Eagles as Awoni is set to miss out. And there's a story here that actually caught my attention, before we go to the education story, we're not saying that NBS report families are no longer saving in Nigeria. How can you save? You can only save when you have something to, saving should be part of every, family for the rainy days. That is what we say. But they are no longer saving because as it's coming, it's going to one expenses or the other, which is really sad. But look at these stories here that says Northern elders express concern over judiciary conduct, and now even the Yoruba community in Kano amid a crisis, and now calling on Obasanjo, who is an elder statesman, and the president to intervene. Maybe, but that Chris, I feel like the president has been mum over this.
Well, it's a political issue. He's trying to be careful. I wouldn't be blaming the president on this because it's a very serious issue. His party is the one about to take over office. The court is giving a verdict, and it's difficult for him. When anything he says now, it's going to be seen. It's going to sound very political. I'm very disturbed personally because, like I said, Kano is a state I love. I don't know why. You understand? And it has so deep history for Nigeria. And I think this is really sad that I agree with the Northern elders, the technicalities and all this grammar they speak in the court to they may justify the case, and that's the problem. The law is blind. That's the truth. The law is like, whatever you say doesn't matter. I'm following the route. You understand? That is the fear of this kind of judgment. You understand? But it is right for the judges to use their own wisdom and think about the security of the place. You see, sometimes Kenneth said it correctly yesterday, that when judges try to make some judgment, they look at the security terrain. Is this judgment going to be in the interest of the people? Yes. What are the security implications? That's what we see now. You understand? And I think we're not going to tell them they've done anything wrong, but it's really, really, if I were in that judgment, I would really put this on the top burner while making this kind of judgment. And that's why I said it earlier. Telling Tinubu to leave office when you already sworn him in, it's a security disaster. You understand?
The supporters will come out and cause mayhem.
Exactly.
The other person's supporter will come and face them. And before you know, look at what is happening in Kano right now. I spoke to some of the people we'll be having on the show today that they have been on rest. Even you that is not partisan or you don't belong to it, you're even afraid to go out. You don't know what will happen. And we saw yesterday that police sometimes tear gas these protesters. And before you know, they might want to release, a bullet and say it's accidental discharge, and the unlucky person we have to pay for that, and nothing will be done as well. So a lot of them are scared of even going out. They are just at home waiting for the government to, calm the situation. Maybe they should declare, a coffee or something will help.
Yeah, but for how long? How long, Princess? The thing is, my anger is the judgment is lingering on. In fact, these are some of the things they want to consider. We should not be going through all these long procedures, all these long cases. And so they should have one judgment and that's it. So we go. So once it is done, it's done and the man that's taken office, we'll deal with it once. Because now the emotion is coming. We'll go to the first one, we'll go to the second one, now we're going to the third one. The damages are growing. People are getting more prepared for action. And this is one of my fears. That's another thing to consider when it comes to this. I think that's an issue we're going to really spend a lot of time on this show. But I think let's talk about this Nigerian families not saving money.
Yes.
See, Princess, we live in an individual society. You understand? It's okay to blame Nigerian government, but Nigerians must understand that we live in an individual society. That is, or you're on your own. Yet at the same time, we expect so much from the government. That is not going to work. And sometimes when I talk about it, they say that I'm a socialist. Yes, you expect the government to do a lot for us, which is by right. It's reasonable. Government is supposed to do this. Government is supposed to do this. But the question is, are we ready to take the pain that comes with it and support the government? And like I said, the government is each and every one of us. If a society that you don't contribute to and you expect so much, it's not going to work. The money is within Nigeria. That's my pain. We have money within us. The money is in the hands of the few, and others are dying. And you blaming government. Government is even handicapped. I can tell you, few Nigerians are richer than the state. Few Nigerians are richer than state, and they don't contribute to society. It's not their fault. Like, they're not contributing because nobody's making it a law like they said they're going to make it yesterday. That would be nice. But a government that doesn't collect tax, that doesn't have an intelligent way of taking money from the society, is a failure. The Metropolitan Police in the UK is registered as a company. They pay tax. The police will, because what they do, if they stop you, you do anything, the first thing is your fine. They are more interested in inconveniencing you with the fine than even put you in prison. Who want to put you in prison and feed you? You understand? They make you pay the tax. So you pay the fine. So you go to work and begin to pay fine for some stupid things. Next time you won't do it. And that way, government is collecting money. You know, down to little things. Society must find a way to take money. Nigerian society, Nigerian government must find a way to take from the rich. How can you have mansions upon mansions upon mansions upon mansions and you giving nothing to the society for that? What a society. The same thing with akara seller. I'm talking from the top to the bottom. You akara seller, if you sell akara in London, you will pay. You will pay your tax so that government can have enough money to run the society. Like I gave instance yesterday, my flat here, I pay £250 council tax. But if I don't have accommodation, I can still go to the same government and say, I lose my home, and they will pay me for my flat. You see, this is how society is supposed to work. I give, and later they give to you. How can the government continue to give if they don't have? If not the oil, when does the government have money? And all of us were sitting on top of all this money. I'm just talking to Nigeria. I know they will not like this. They're going to tell me, all the money we're paying, where is it? But that's not the point. Do your own part first. Let the government fail. Because the truth is, the structure as it is now, it is not feasible for any government to survive. So when we say we don't save money, how are we going to save money? From where?
No, prior to now, I think they were saving, sir.
Yeah, but the question is, but yes, I know.
The current economy.
You see, the problem is this, Princess. The government is now really, to be fair, let's be fair to these two governments. The last time Buhari wanted to change money, it was the cry of the people that made them to run away. This oil subsidy, Goodluck wanted to do it, they pushed Goodluck, he stopped. Buhari wanted to do it, they pushed him, the Baba stopped. Now Tinubu finished straight on.
Nigerians, they did cry over, Naira swap, but did the government stop at that time?
No, they didn't cry. They stopped. The government stopped. The government stopped it because they couldn't.
They didn't stop. And look at the first subsidy removal. We have been crying for going to how many months now? The government did not stop.
Princess, yes, I agree. I'm saying.
I don't think Nigerians are actually the problem, even though they have their fault.
I know. What I'm saying is that we should all be prepared to make sacrifices. I know it is sad to hear this, and people will hate me for saying this. You understand? But we should all be prepared to make the sacrifice for the country, if not for us, for our children. I am saying that there are certain sacrifices. In fact, I always use the word. The only reason you go to church on Sunday is because somebody died. Jesus Christ died. That's why you go to church. Jesus died by the blood of Jesus. He died. You understand? Sometimes society needs some sacrifices. There is no religion without sacrifice. We are not ready to do it. Two things I say. There will be no economic balance in Nigeria if the rich don't give back to society. Especially, there must be progressive taxation for society to move forward. Then number two, come on, Kenneth. We all need to do our part.
Okay, we move forward to other stories now. And I love the story here that the president says that just before we go, we have roadmap We have roadmap to tackle challenges in education sector. I love that because that is one sector that we've been going back and forth over the years. We did see the analysis done by the Guardian newspaper yesterday. So I'm happy for this news, and I hope to see that roadmap and initiative really soon. We move quickly now to the Guardian newspaper. These are some of the stories we have.
And here the big headline says high OPEX, harsh environment, hobble industrial revival jobs. You can find that story on page 4 and 5 of the Guardian newspaper. And you have another story that says
So Guardian.
Nigeria ranks 144 out of 163 in safety country ranking for 2023. That story is on page that story is on page 20 of the Guardian newspaper. And you have another story that says military deactivates 50 illegal oil refining sites, arrest 51 suspects. You can find that story on page 8 of the Guardian newspaper. And you have another story that says Israel Hamas war, death toll of Palestinians 14,200, says ambassador. You can find that story on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. And you have another story that says Jega Babacha orders reflect on INEC 2023 election amid fresh appeal court verdict.
Mhm. The better. The better.
Newspaper. And you have another story that says reps panel probe 62 billion naira HIV/AIDS intervention funds.
Nice.
Story on page 7
Some people don't swallow that one.
of the newspaper. And here we have another story that says Nigeria loses $10 billion yearly to imported welder. Minister laments. You can find that story on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. And these are all the stories we have this morning on the Guardian.
Quite a lot. I love the story here that says, Jega Babache, others reflect on INEC 2023 election amid fresh appeal court verdicts. We have to get to that point
Yeah, of
because
course.
we already know that, the INEC is actually our problem. That Chris will always say that, and I think I stand with him on that. So if, for instance, INEC had done the needful, we would not be here. 3 months gone, 6 months gone, 7 months gone, we're still here as if, they have not even started working. So we keep telling you they are busy with their court issues. And but like the son Fanana said that if we are able to, make it a law that the moment we finish election, a group party goes straight to court, and we give them time to finish. If it's 1 month, 2 months, and then before they are sworn in, the previous one can still be there. After all, they've been there for 4 years or 8 years. So what's 3 months
There
that
could
they
be
can't stay?
caretaker committee if need be. You understand?
Yes.
In fact, the what we should be having is a government handing over to a caretaker committee. I don't know what they will do. They don't maybe those people. That is a ministry until the new government come to place. You understand? We have a structure already of governance in Nigeria that the society can run without the governor, because we have from permanent secretaries all these guys to take over for 1 week or 2 weeks or any time, maybe 1 month period. Even during the election, there should be nobody in office. You step down, you understand? You go and do your campaign. The ministry and everything is then
What on
run
the
by
state level?
we have every state mechanism are there to run the state. You understand? And that school can be formed. You understand? So that we're not giving them the money they will spend. We know their limit. There's a cap in the constitution that should do that. Because we are not so mature to allow somebody to stay in power when they are still, when there's an election going on, because they have so much money, the instrument of the state to oppress others. That's what we see. You understand? And like Falana did said, why do we even go into after election? You swear somebody in, you are still proving case, you begin to swear in. Now, from step 1 to 2, now we're going to Supreme Court. The Northern elders, they are very, very right.
I think
Very, very right.
it doesn't actually make sense. Look at it from the angle that somebody assumes office, bring policies, starts a demolition, constructions, and this, and before you know, another person they tell you're sacked or this. I don't think. Can I look at this story here? Nigeria ranks 144 out of 163 in safest country ranking for 2023. How worrying or disturbing is this?
is very worrying. But then you might also want to see who's ranking, how they are, creating the ranking, and of course the parameters for such. But on a good day,
Can that parameters? I won't doubt it. A place where you cannot go on the road anymore.
no, like I was actually meaning to say, it's not to say that Nigeria is good as it is now. The security situation is a bit bad, but like giving Nigeria 140 out of
It's not a bit though.
144 out of
It's not a
163,
bit,
I think it's too harsh.
The security
We are
situation
not
is
we are
bad.
not we are not the most insecure.
Other than Sudan, where people kill people like animals, where can you talk about? And those are war zones. They are in war. You understand? Nigeria, we are not at war yet. We cannot travel from our village. We are afraid to sleep at night. Everything you hear, somebody is kidnapped. A banker picked from his home. You understand? And killed. And you said you are Kenneth for doing nothing. It's not in an arm's way. Just for going on the road. Oh, they said, and these are shit crimes.
Let me also remind you, sir, that most of these ratings come from international agencies. Some of them are not on ground to even know the real
But you are in the country. You see these things,
maybe, yeah, Kenneth, you are right. I'm here. I don't know what's going on. It's what I'm hearing. But are you saying that because sometimes America will say, they will tell me that they will push people on the one chance. As a crime as cheap as one crime with Nigerian police existing.
That
Chris,
in fact, let me remind you, sir. Let me remind you, sir, that there was just an international footballer. His father was kidnapped. These are Europeans too. So it's not like as if our own security is
not
so
European,
bad.
no. Nah, it's
We have gun challenge in the US.
I know it is
We have gun challenge, in the US where people come into shopping mall and they shoot people and people die. So when people want to say Nigeria is insecure, I want to understand the parameters for that.
You see why
we are not very safe, but I don't think we are as bad as 144.
No, Kenneth, let put America on in context. These are disoriented people that goes out, carry gun, and begin to shoot. And it's something you can pick once, you understand. Maybe somebody is angry.
It means America is also insecure.
Exactly. We're saying this, they are ranking us. You can't compare Nigeria. Because you cannot go on the street of America and be kidnapped and somebody begin to demand money from your family. It's not going to happen. That you are home. In fact, the kind of cheap crime you are talking about, you are driving on the vehicle, you push out, you have one chance. Come on, these are too cheap. That you cannot drive on the road safely in America. No, don't compare us. These are too cheap, too low level of a crime for a society to swallow. If it is we know no society is safe. UK is not safe. We have gun crime. Sometimes we're afraid for our kids to go out and do certain things. There is crime here. You understand? They stab one another. Yes. You understand? They see commit, but those are things that you will see the swift move of the government or the police or the naval authority to get things done. But in Nigeria, it's unsafe. And the level of crime, I've never seen this before. That my mother cannot go to the farm. Kenneth.
I'm worried, sir, about party people such as Kenneth.
No, Kenneth is
we know.
It's sometimes he's joking.
Kenneth, hold on. You know why I say that? Because you have been in Nigeria now for some time. I was born in Nigeria. I have been there all my life, right? And it's no longer news. Even a child of 5 years know that the country is not safe. Now, Abuja, that is a federal capital territory that people used to think that, Abuja is the safest place, is no longer the case. You are aware of this. People are being kidnapped on daily basis. People are just, I've seen somebody where they just go
in. We used to have bomb blast in Yayam Park. Was Nigeria as 144 in insecurity ranking? When we used to have Boko Haram take pictures of them slaughtering people and cutting their head, was Nigeria ranked 144 in international ranking? So what I'm saying is this: we are not safe, but I don't think we are so low to be 144 out of 160 something.
Which other African country? Now that we are moving to Ghana, that is how bad it is. Nigerians now run to go to.
Even like for instance, we had an interview with the lawyer in church, and this man told us that the friends here, they are now building in Ghana. That's where they are relocating.
Thank you. I wish I can
You
share some of
cannot
that
go
video.
to Nigeria
We will be
at
sharing the
all.
videos with time.
That was what this man said. This man has been here over 30 years. That he cannot go to Nigeria. He's a very renowned lawyer here. But he cannot go to Nigeria because he's scared for his life, that of his children.
He said he's not afraid of food, though. He's ready to deal with the hunger, everything. I mean, this is an Igbo man that came here for 2 weeks. He's not fighting anybody. He said, I wish I can go home. Because somebody, Kenneth, the biggest thing, this we're talking about, it's not only on those Nigerians at home alone. Most of us want to come home. Coming home now, you are scared to your own homeland.
Because when you read reports like this of these rankings, it will trigger public, frenzy.
Kenneth, but what are we doing about it? Kenneth, it's not me that is doing it. Yesterday we heard that somebody was kidnapped. My mother cannot go to the farm. The level of crime, if it is the major one, we can deal with that.
That increases the word that they are very cheap crime. They are low.
Exactly.
And then we have security. You can see from this which picture Punch. Look at
Exactly.
people being decorated there. Pilot that they are going at tough time, vast tough time for terrorists. But what will happen as usual? We know that they are doing their best, but let's be truthful.
No, I am being truthful.
The rate of crime in Nigeria is too much.
Days when Nigeria had territories being taken over by Boko Haram bandits.
But now, hold on, Kenneth. But now, it's no longer in the north alone. We're seeing that the west, what's it called? The south is no longer safe.
No, south
is safe.
How can you say Nigeria? Kenneth, only in Nigeria. Let's even leave the cheap crime now. If the government of Nigeria is really not insensitive, how can you put Kanu in prison all this while? And there are some people in the north, in the east, where do you stay at home? Go to hell. Only in Nigeria that a private individual will tell you stay at home.
That it is not out of fear, it is also out of solidarity with him.
Okay,
point is this, sir.
I like that.
Most of the insecurity reports in Nigeria are just, there are things that can be handled internally if the government, is up and doing. It is not something that is out.
You hear me? So the ranking, Kenneth,
144 out of 160 something.
Yes, so the ranking is justified. Let's go, Kenneth. Let's go. I'm following the country now. Let's move from the low crime. Let's analyze the bigger one. Thank God you said it's out of solidarity and whatever. Southeast is a no-go area. In fact, if you see what they do to some people for just wearing military uniform, you'll be sorry. Leave Southeast. Then if you come to South, people now the Masari, they just came back from the bush, you understand, from the woodwork. They were saying that, hey, we want, in fact, for a white man, for expatriates to go there and do business, it was a no-go area for them. You said we are safe. Thank God for that. You understand? That was the Southeast. Even the Yorubas, who have enjoyed power in Nigeria, they have their own. With Sunday Boro, they had that guy for some time. He has his own agitation. We're talking of the South. The North, we know them for Boko Haram and all the things we talk about. But they have a case. Sometimes we don't. I always say, maybe a time will come, we'll begin to ask the Boko Haram. Have you asked them what is their own issue? You may be more familiar with our own. These guys have a case. I cannot say they don't have a case. It would be wrong to say that all the things they are saying, they just want to get up and just start killing people. They have a case, those of them in the north. There's something they're going through, because that is where you have the highest level of education that is not there. They don't go to school. The highest poverty rate is in the north. You understand? And you say the people should not carry up. In fact, what is going on? The Nigeria is unsafe. In fact, ranking us 130 something is a very big plus to us. They are not aware of all these things I'm talking about now. A country where you can driving on the road there.
I heard someone yesterday. You could see the injuries. She was shot here and even her head, but thank God she didn't die. She was traveling from Aushi to Okene.
Just that short distance.
Yes, and that the bandit came from the bush. It was as if it's a war zone. People some were actually taken away into the bush, while others were kept there. But she did not die. You could see her head and even her hand everywhere. And so I think that at the end of the day, Kenneth, gone are the days where we say it's just Boko Haram is in the north. People were not coming to the south, to Abuja, to take succor. Nowhere is safe in Nigeria. Me and you, we know that one. Even in Abuja, as we speak. Do you know from that Apo resettlement where I stayed to area one, the level of one chance there, that drive of if I'm driving in like 3 minutes, you
I
will be
was even a
shocked.
victim. Oh. I was a
We
victim
will be shocked, Kenneth. And so when we say the place is not safe, it's not safe.
at all.
It's not safe.
Not to the
Let's be
proportion.
sincere. Traveling as I am now, I cannot go by road in Nigeria. I cannot. Gone are the days where when we used to travel 2 a.m., 3 a.m., midnight.
No,
I
that
go
was
just
the beauty
enter
of it.
from Abuja, I don't go down to
Kenneth, now that
States.
they do the night bus. No, now they cannot from the east. You go at night. That was the best
No,
thing
you
to
know that they know that
in
is
the morning
APC.
you resume.
Yes, I can no longer do that. I can no longer do even the days we used to
So,
carry car
in
from
fact,
Lagos to Warri. I can no longer
I
do
said
that because it's not safe.
that rating is too friendly for us. It's in fact it's glorifying us. Let
I
us
think
be
it's too harsh. I think the rating is too harsh.
Anyway, we move on quickly to the next newspaper. I have a lot of people that wants to join us, and they are my neck already. But we'll move on quickly to the next newspaper, and that will be the Nigerian Tribune. This I'm just going to take a few stories here. We've seen quite a lot before. States FCT OFG 1.7 trillion naira in budget support facility. NEC rejects setting up National Flood Management Council. That story is on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, there's a story here that says Labour Party factions clash in court over suit against Imo governorship candidates on page 28 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Escalating cost of medications, the worrisome, the worrisome, risky situation in Nigeria on page 19 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Kogi freezes state local government accounts. Kogi freezes state LG accounts. Lagos impounds 15 petroleum tankers for parking on port access road on page 26 of the Tribune newspaper. And you can see if our dear Fashola, is that Fashola? Is that Fashola?
That's
What's
it
his
now.
name? The man has it's changed though. I don't know. This evil government on Nigeria, they give person wahala. Look at
Before
this.
Uncle.
The man is no longer young at all.
Uh-huh.
There's a story here that says panic over recovering of 88.6 billion naira debt as controversy rages over discourse operating license expiring dates. That story is on page 8 of the Tribune newspaper. Appeal court judgments, PDP governors back judiciary, believe party will get justice at Supreme Court on page 2 of the Tribune newspaper. And these are some of the stories we have here. And of course, we have Lalong received certificate of return as senator-elect for Plateau State South. That story is on page 28 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. We've seen other stories before from other papers. But I saw a story here that is really, I'm quite glad that Lagos impound tankers because they will just come and block everywhere, causing mayhem. And there's a story here that is really worrisome. Escalating cost of medications, the worrisome, risky situation in Nigeria, Kenneth.
Is more than worrisome. I think this is where the report is right. Not just on insecurity. Is really troubling the way the cost of medications are going so high. I had malaria some time last week, and I went to go get drugs. Malaria and typhoid drugs. I ended up spending about 8,000 something just over some three drugs or thereabout. These are something we could do with 3,000 or thereabout.
Yes, it's becoming so worrisome that look at us today. When we talk about medicine, people are not even able to afford the normal malaria medicine. Sometimes, somebody told me that a drug that was selling for like 300 is now 900, 1,004. So imagine families. How are they coping? You see why they say families are now,
Not saving
yes, they can't save, and it's so worrisome. I really do hope that somehow this economy will be stabilized to an extent where Kenneth, go ahead.
Yeah. You see, it's like I said, I was saying earlier before the break. It's a worrying situation, but I think it's also an opportunity for Nigerians to now exploit our homeopathic, drugs. Before these white drugs that are coming in, we were treating sicknesses. Even they came here to learn some of these supplements they use in their drugs from Africa. So what I'm saying is, it is an opportunity as much as it's a crisis. It's also an opportunity for the local manufacturers to step into the game. The problem with Nigeria is not lack of money to invest. It is the will of the people with the money to invest. We have people who build alcohol brands in Nigeria. Every celebrity is having an alcohol brand, but they don't even invest in the effect of what this alcohol does to the nation as a as a country. There has to be some level of reinvestment in healthcare. It must not end in government. Most times we see only the hospital, but for the hospitals to run, there are drugs that the hospital need. Even as little as cotton wool, princess, sometimes is imported into Nigeria. These are medical supplies. Bandage is imported in Nigeria. So we must start to move in and to try and fill the gap. There is a gap, which means there is a market, which means, of course, you can always sell whatever you produce as drugs in Nigeria. So I think it's an opportunity for the investors who have this money stocked up in banks. It's also an opportunity for banks. If I ask myself sometimes, what does Nigerian banks invest in? When they give loans, what kind of loans? What are the parameters for these loans? They only give loans to people that want to import fuel and sell and make some quick money and give them, or to contractors that want to fund projects and then come back and get some big returns. They don't even invest in sectors, but you cannot leave it for the private sector. Government also has a bond to fill in, which I think more research should be done in our homeopathic alternatives. If we research very well, there are some drugs that, of course, we might not need the very professional or the very holistic, let me use the word, ones. Maybe there can be some, effect for someone having a running stomach. Instead of buying flagyl, you could get some little herbs and, root that could handle that. Someone is having a cataract, there are some roots and herbs that if you apply on the eyes, your eyes get better. So we have to start looking into the opportunities. This crisis is critical, but sincerely, it's a crisis.
Okay, I have somebody already all the way from Kano State, Nigeria. He is Mohammed Ali. Good morning, sir.
Morning, blessing.
How are you today?
Fine. How is work?
How is Kano today? We're going to get to that pretty soon. But how is Kano this morning?
So Kano is doing well, as you know, but unless there is some problems somewhere else,
Yeah.
where some party members engage their people, they have carried their people from outside Kano to protest. So this is the only issue that we are facing in Kano.
All right, we're going to get to that pretty soon. And I'm seeing another person also joining us, Mukta, as well. But we'll quickly wrap up the paper, then we'll go into that discussion proper. Just before we leave that Nigerian Tribune, Kenneth, Kogi freezes states and local government accounts.
It's probably a move towards a new government, but I think for me, Yahya Bello is overdoing it. You understand? He's overdoing it. We already know that whoever is in power now is his protege. So there is no point acting like they are having some little auditing. Of course, I know the man in charge now, the governor elect was once the accountant for local government. So they already know how these funds were moving before now. So let him not come and start overacting. This is politics for me. He's a party man, but let him start the overacting. Let them get down to the business of governance. Freezing accounts has implications. It means some funds might not be released for some projects that has already been captured in the budget. So you're going to have those funds trapped into the in account when you're already not having all the execution of projects you want. It's not like as if there's anybody in Nigeria that ever executed their budget at up to 85% performance. So freezing the account for me is political acting to act like as if the new government coming in is trying to audit and get records and the rest. But have we ever seen anybody that left the seat for his political concern in Nigeria indicted for any corruption case, even when they have loggerheads? It never happened. So for me, it's just politics.
Anyway, I stand with you as well. Let's move quickly to the Daily Trust, and these are some of the few stories we have coming from there.
And here the big headline says, War on Gaza. Israeli Hamas ceasefire begins today. And the rider says, 50 Israeli hostage, 150 Palestinians for release. Israeli forces launch fresh attack against truce. Nigeria, 7 others reject selective application of international laws. West, Israel not ready for two-state solution. This is coming from the Palestinian envoys. And all the stories you can find on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And here we have another story that says Kano residents panic as APC set for mass tomorrow.
This
And here we have another story that says Kaduna farmers in Delhi as bandits impose levies before harvest. And here we have another story that says alleged terrorism financing federal government orders probe of correctional service officer. You can find that story on page 5 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And here we have another story that says Nigeria drifting in health sector. This is coming from NEC. And you can find the story on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And here we have another story that says man bags life imprisonment for sodomy in Jigawa. You can find that story on page 28 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And these are all the stories we have this morning on the Daily Trust.
There's a story here that is really worrisome. Our main discussion today will be on Kano resident panic as APC set for mass rally tomorrow and whatever issues they are having, their crisis over there in Kano. But there's a story here, and this is what we just said a while ago, Kenneth. Kaduna farmers in dilemma as bandit impose levies before harvest. This is what we were just discussing about insecurity. It's not safe. Now the farmers,
We have
No,
just,
no,
just a little bit of security issue.
Princess,
We
you
are
see,
calling it a bit.
my
We are plenty
problem is the office of the National Security Advisor up to today has not come to tell Nigerians how they were able to come to the profiling of the name bandit. Who is a bandit in Nigeria? As far as I'm concerned, what should be here should be Kaduna area boys demand levy from Kaduna farmers before they harvest their crops. You're not going to tell me that these people are coming from Chad or Niger. These are Kaduna state indigenes that have not been profiled as bandits. For me, in Nigeria, there is selective profiling of criminals to an extent. The reason we're hearing bandits now is because it's coming from a particular section of the country. If it were in the southeast, I can assure you, it will not be called bandit. It will not be IPOP terrorist request or terrorist or unknown government or insurgents. But when it comes to the northern area, permit me to say, what we hear is bandits. Someone that has imposed levy on farmers before they can harvest their crops has already committed a treasonable felony to the country because it's an attack on national security. And any attack on the food production is an attack on national security. So for me, the farmers going to pay the money, even them on a good day, are even complicit in the act because it's aiding actually. They aid the activities of these people that come back to the market.
so what are they supposed to do in a place where the government is not responding to them? They need to eat, they need to feed, they don't have any other means.
Princess,
Should they pay these levies to get access to product that they apparently they have been they've been farming for months and harvesting time. Somebody is saying if you don't pay the levies you can't harvest. So what are they supposed to do? To go to Abuja and block the villa?
well, that might work if there's a very
Princess, let me just weigh in something. I know this is a necessary invasion. Funny enough, local people have a way of doing things. I don't think this is a local crime anyway. Right, as Kenneth has called it. You go to your community and they say there's something called deve. Young people say you must do this. Is that a crime? So
The deve is a crime, and you know the people.
yes, that's what I'm saying. And these people are they unknown? People that could tell you to come and pay money. They have a place where you pay. The government is not aware. The local police are not aware. Come on, man. That is the part I don't understand. You understand? People that could stop local farmers. Meaning, as I'm going, who am I going to give the money to? And the police cannot step in. Then they are local crimes. You understand? If, Princess, go to Ugeli today, and somebody said you should go and pay that money, and the police in Ugeli cannot go where you're going to give money to somebody not to go to farm. The ones that are scary are the ones that they wait for the women to rape them. But this very one, I'm sure we can trace them. We can trace them. So I will take it as a local crime, like Annette rightly said, because you have cases where these boys, the community boys say you must do this to do this, you must do this to do that. Maybe those are the kind of crime we are dealing with here. Because for a true organized crime, they will not be attacking farmers actually.
We move on quickly to the sport newspaper, and that would be the
So in an interview, the TV.
yes. We'll move on quickly to the sport newspaper before we go to that, discussion as regarding Kano State. This is the last paper we have, and that's the sport. We have here the main story here says Adele exclusive. My biggest regret was that I didn't play in the Premier League. I had concrete offers from Everton and Southampton, but they fell through because of transfer disagreements from both clubs. My Premier League regrets, and that's coming from Dele, and that story is on page 6 of the sports paper. I also have here Awoniyi ruled out of AFCON. That story is on page 7, and people have actually been worried. I saw that news yesterday, the trending, and they are worried that he is not coming. How will it be like for the team? And there's a story here that says Osimhen prefers Chelsea move, and why Chukwueze is struggling at Malin. Kaplo says on page 6 of the Punch Sport Extra. Malin targets Adams World Cup qualifier. Nigeria eye first win against Rwanda. And there's a story here that says Miller vows to retire Joshua on 2024. Also have Onana to face Everton. These are some of the stories we have, coming from the Punch Sport Extra. But I just quickly want us to throw a weight on this. Awoniyi rules out, of not coming. And do you think this will affect them? Because they are saying here 2023 AFCON blow for Super Eagles as Awoniyi said to miss out. And this is one of the best players we have.
It's disturbing. I mean, when you have Osimhen not on this team and Awoniyi not going out, it's very disturbing. It's always good to go with the best we have. You understand? And sometimes our Nigerian footballers they retire too quick. You understand? I would have loved to see the former captain Musa. We're doing very well. They're not old guys, man. Sometimes you need these experienced players. To
Maybe
to
the
be in
age
the pitch.
limit.
There's no age limit to football. The question is, are they still fit or not? I don't think people like Mikel is too. No, I wasn't a big fan of Mikel, but I don't think he's too old to play in the National League. And so what the advantage with it is they come with a lot of experience. You understand? You see, so anything you do in life with experience, you do it better. Not that you are needlessly stronger, but you can do things. The Kano was on the pitch one time at his age. Kano will always create an impact because he knows how to hold the ball, he can guide the ball, and you're going to bring him down, you get penalty. Kano he's going to cause trouble anyway to any defense. So those are the kind of things we miss in this team, and those are the problems we have. If Nigerians can recall carefully, the time we succeeded as a national team was when we had somebody playing the game for us. And Mokachi was playing Nigerian football for us. We call him the bull. If you don't have a number 10, you are a failure. Ronaldinho led Brazil to go and win the World Cup. Messi led, you understand, Argentina to win the World Cup. You see, these are people that will make a difference when the chips are down. We lack that in this Nigerian team. And Awobi is somebody I was looking for, this other one. But you see, we need that player. You understand? That individual skill will make all the difference. Not even the person not the finisher, not Osimhen. We need somebody that is a playmaker. What a playmaker does, he shakes the defense, he disorganizes defense. He holds the ball, he controls the game. If you don't have that, there's no football. And you will not win the competition without that. If Nigeria can go back to our history, any reasonable team, if you see the only reason France was able to do well, France was still playing that individual team, and this guy did very well for France. But the truth is, the bullet of Messi was such a good thing that saved Argentina in this last World Cup. So I think Nigeria need to go back, get a good. Okocha was doing it, but Okocha was too much of a dribbler. You understand? He didn't hold the ball that much. So that is where we are.
Anyway, that would be a good place to wrap up the reviews this morning, and we'll go on a quick break. I already have Mohammed Ali on standby, and also we'll see Mukta. Mukta, but if you can hear us, try and position your phone very well, and try and start your camera so we get to see you. We'll go on a quick break now. When we return, we'll go to Kano and know what's happening there. Stay with us.
And there's a comment on the platform as well. Yes, you can join the conversation.
I already answered to him, so we can go on a quick break. Hello, viewers. You're welcome back from that quick break. It's no longer news that for some time now we've been seeing, the tussle, the crisis, the protest erupting from Kano, as regarding, the court did say that was an error, even though there was a declaration. But the court, the plaque, where did that come from? Who actually, signed it? Like Kenneth said yesterday, and of course, we know that the police actually made some arrests as well yesterday as regarding the protest. Tear gassing people here and there. But let's I have with me now all the way from Kano. I have Mohammed Ali here this morning to tell us, brief us what's actually happening there. We'll have others actually joining us as well. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Blessing.
How are you?
Fine.
What's happening in Kano? We know that even though the current sitting governor that was sacked by appeal court is now heading to the Supreme Court, but there was an error in the certificate, and of course this is also, I think, one of the major problems. Now we're not seeing APC people and even the NPP coming out, major protests, trying to, everybody's aggrieved in Kano. What's happening there?
So Kano is doing well as usual, but only some places where some people gathered, some party members of the NNPP carrying some flags, raising things, saying that they are doctor. They are. Hello, can you hear me?
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Yeah, so they are raising placards, carrying justice for Kano, justice for things. So you have got to the court. To my best knowledge, they have got to the appeal court after the tribunal judgment. So I was lucky. Last week I was in Abuja on a Friday. So I passed through the gate of the appeal court. I have seen some APC members jubilating. So, and I also seen that the NNPP members wearing red cap, were mourning. So, but later when the CCT came out, so we have seen that there is doctored CCT, which carrying confusion. So yesterday I read the newspaper. So I heard that the registrar of the appeal court, Umar Mohammed, shed light on what happened. He said the controversy surrounding the judgment delivered by the division of the appeal court, so governorship election. So it's certified for that certified true copy of the judgment. The discrepancy was mere a clerical error. So since it is the case that has been carried to the court, so what I am saying here, the NNPP, since they have filed appeal to the Supreme Court, so they should stop, if they have a confidence of what they have filed, so they should stop to hear from the Supreme Court.
This man. It's not good. Anyway, thank you, Babangida Aliyu. My question is, as you can see on the screen now, we have all these disturbing images of people who are angry, and you're saying everything is cool in Kano. I don't understand what that definition is. Obviously, there is crisis. My own is, can you tell us exactly why in fact, put it in a little bit of context, are the majority for the governor or they are for the APC? Are they,
So
are they
what you
fighting? What I'm trying to say is that who are the people that are mainly on the street? Are they the people for the governor or those for the APC that is yet to come?
they are the people of the governor, because as you know, we are in Kano. We know Kano very well. When things happen like that, so most of our politicians were hiring some talks from outside Kano, some from Kano, to collaborate and carry some cutlasses and heavy weapons
Yes.
to come and protest. Do you get me?
Yeah, we're with you.
So those people were paid to do such things because we know such kind of things. They were paid 2,000 to 3,000 naira. So we know that. So we want peace in Kano. We want peace in Kano because even the people of Kano, as you know, Kano is a peaceful state. So whatever you have seen in Kano, like such protests, people carrying weapons, so they were paid to do that.
Okay.
So we know that we are in Kano, we know everything.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
I may agree with you that people are paid to do that, but for those of us who are outside, we're a little bit very worried. And we're going to welcome Adam Mukhtar.
Adam Mukhtar, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning. Good morning to you all.
Yes, I need you to be stable, so I want you to drop your phone somewhere. Be stable, right? So that we can talk to you
properly, because
Okay.
we want to know if you
Yes.
see if you have still of the same opinion that the people on the streets are
paid.
paid.
Yeah, are paid. And
To
then,
get 3,000 naira.
Yes. Babangida here just say that people on the streets, his opinion, they are paid.
Most of them anyway.
Most of them are paid 2,000, 3,000 just to protest, just to disturb the peace in Kano. Do you share that opinion? Because we were asking whether or not these are APC supporter or they are for the governor.
Actually, I don't share the same opinion with Babangida over what he just said, that most of these protesters have been paid. To me, in my own opinion, they may be paid and they may not be paid. But looking at my own political experiences, I know the capacity of each political party in Kano. This is a protest that is being called by the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, the government in power now, that was recently sacked by the Court of Appeal. And there was also another announcement by the All Progressive Congress to hold a counter protest. But they do not call it a protest, they call it a counter rally. And unfortunately, that if these people are allowed that the NNPP to hold a protest and the APC to hold a counter rally, then I'm very sure that there is going to be a mayhem, and it's going to be violent, it's going to be dangerous for the peaceful coexistence of the people of Kano. And as you all know that Kano is a peaceful state, it's a commercial state. This protest and the counter rally is going to also affect the economy of the people of Kano, as this critical economic instability that the country is facing. My own call is that I'm calling on both parties that, as lovers of Kano, they love Kano. They are all doing these things to protect Kano or to protect the interests of the people of Kano or what the people of Kano have voted. They should at least respect the decision of the court. They should respect the rule of law. That the option left for the New Nigeria People Party at this time is to file an appeal at the Supreme Court. They should go to the Supreme Court and respect the rule of law, because the judiciary is independent and the decision of the judiciary should be respected, because if we are not going to be respecting the decision of the court, then I believe we are going to be going on in a reckless and unpeaceful society. So to me, that the New Nigeria People's Party, we all know the kind of politics they are playing in Kano, is that most of the people that I saw protesting, I saw some of them on the television, on AIT. Most of them are people that I know, and I know them, I know their capacity. They are members of the NNPP. It was very unfortunate for me with the kind of words they were, chanting during that time, because I saw some of them that they are even educated. Some of them are holders of master's degree and what have you. The only thing now for us is that we should call these people to order. The security agencies should do the needful and, protect the people of Kano, protect the properties of the people of Kano, so that this protest from the NNPP, from the APC is not, allowed to halt. That's my own opinion on this matter.
Well, thank you so much, Adam Mukhtar, for that. That is quite elaborate. Kenneth.
Well, I think they've laid very serious facts to what I've been saying since yesterday. If you want to look at the president of the governor in NNPP, he had just come into power and said demolition. So it's safe to say that they are a bit on the aggressive side. They feel like they have a point to prove, as per their might in the state. But not taking anything away, NNPP is not just a pushover in the state. It's also a state party with structures, and of course they have members who also believe in what they do and the party. I think at this stage, just like the last guest had just said, it is important for the federal government to step in, especially to avert any crisis that comes with things like this. Let me remind you that it is possible also for non-state actors to decide to use this as a time to instigate crisis in the state. So it's not a good thing at all if we're going to be having all of them protesting. I think what needs to be done now is for the Department of State Security and the Commissioner of Police in Kano to ban every protest for now. Every protest should be banned. Any form of protest.
Okay, we can do a curfew with that arrest the situation.
You also have detections.
Yes. Kenneth, there's something that is I'm not really finding funny from what you were saying. I agree that that the governor, the next option is to go to the Supreme Court if you think he has a case. That is clear. Anything he's doing, if you do otherwise, will be against the law, and he understands that. In fact, he has legal advisors who will be telling him, if you do this, you'll be doing that. But that being said, saying that because he has that he's aggressive because he tried to demolish some building, which he thinks, I know a governor will not go and demolish buildings which are not done, which are done properly. So these are government policies that to call him aggressive for that would be perhaps that language should be readdressed. You have to be maybe you should represent it.
He started his administration. He started his administration on a very, very aggressive footing. You understand?
I don't think so. It's a government policy. The question is, you don't know the details. I don't think this discussion is about that. But I'm really scared to use the word aggressive on the governor at this point. He has not done anything wrong.
I stand with that.
He has gone to court. He lost in the protest.
He was not demolishing houses. He was also demolishing parks, monuments, roundabouts, iconic landmarks, structures that the other
people. You think that's why people are not agreeing?
I want to keep it within the election, because I'm saying a policy that calling him aggressive because of a policy he believes in would be something too harsh. But that being said, and like I said, the man is not a foolish man. He knows what to do. He has been, to be fair to him, he hasn't come for a protest. If he does it behind, I don't care. We take from what you say. He hasn't called for a protest. He went to court. The court was against him. He went to the second one. It's against him. I'm sure he's going to the Supreme Court. He's doing things normally. To call him aggressive at this stage may be wrong. And yes, you guys in Kano, you might have more experience. So we'll come back to you. I know there's this aggressivity. I don't want to pin it on the side of NMPG or the APC. There's a serious case there. Let's look at the interests of Kano State as it is. What do you guys think is the way forward? I know the Mukta did say that they should go to court, but the ordinary Kano citizens, and because the fear is this, even somebody that got a master's degree on channels chanting, you understand? And those are the kind of things I want you to really talk to those people who know what to do, and because of their stomach infrastructure, we go out and instigate others. Because when it goes out of hand, it's people like this carrying this kind of gun that we are worried about. Look at them. You understand? These are the people we should be worried about. They're going to carry machetes. They're going to go out on the street and cause a lot of damages, which sometimes they don't even know what they're doing. But before these people can be on the street, the elites are instigating. You understand? For somebody of that class to go to channels and make that kind of statement would be wrong. And that's why I want us to be careful today. The situation is unfolding. Saying somebody is aggressive, this and that, I really don't want to do that right now because it's scary. I'm really worried. Look at the scene. So who are the key players? I know you will not be able to identify them. Who are the real key players? I don't want to identify these people. Who are the key players you think here in this crisis?
Well, in this crisis, of course,
I wanted the Babangida to weigh in here. Babangida, who are the key players here in this case?
So the key players are the Kano government officials, because there was a time that before the tribunal judgment, you had that the Commissioner of Land and Fiscal Planning. So he has came out in protest, and he said to the world that they will kill judges of the tribunals. There will be no peace in Kano if the judgment were not in favor of them. So Zamfara and Maiduguri will be better than Kano if the judgment were not in favor for them. So with this kind, and even the Secretary of the State Government, who is now at the same time is a Secretary of the State Government, so he came out and do the same thing. So they are just giving our youth money to come and do this. Most of them are the phone snatchers. As you know, in many occasions, you will see that police arrested people, phone snatchers in Kano. They killed people based on just to collect his phone. So these are the use that they were using to do protest. So we are calling for the key roles models on this protest and this instability is the government officials, Kano State government officials.
All right. And so I'm going to bring this up. Muta, I know you said something. For your information, we believe that the law is a law, that we must respect the judgment of the court. But I'm going to ask you, on the Mukta, do you agree with the judgment of this court? Do you agree on a personal note?
Yeah. On a personal note, I'm not a lawyer, but as a political commentator that followed political events, I believe that the tribunal at the tribunal level and the recent judgment from the Court of Appeal, I believe that there is nothing that the judges done which is out of the law. They did everything citing what the law, citing constitutional provision, citing the Electoral Act provision, and they gave their judgment based on that matter. And every lawyer, and even some lawyers who are senior advocates of Nigeria, have expressed similar opinion, like I'm expressing now, that this tribunal judgment is going to stand even at the Court of Appeal, is going to stand even at the Supreme Court. And the main issue which the Court of Appeal even gave much emphasis on is on the issue of the membership of the governor that is not a member of his political party, which is one of the basic requirements of a candidate to be of a political aspirant to become a candidate of a political party. And unfortunately,
Yeah, you can imagine this is a very sound one. My worry is, even if I don't agree, I have to agree. You understand? Sometimes you have no choice but to agree here.
I don't know why NLPP is going violent, because
Okay.
But
hello, can you hear me?
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
we
we
can
can
hear
hear you now. But why do you feel like they are going violent? Is it because of the protest? And we are sure that every member of that protest is from NNPP.
The protest.
Yeah, it's because of the call. It is because of the call. Even before the tribunal judgment, its members across different local governments, as Babangida said, including a commissioner, a whole member of the state executive council, including the secretary to the state government, a PhD holder, former ASU chairman, Bayero University, Kano. He came out making reckless statements that there's going to be mayhem in Kano if judgment is not given in their favor. And they are the same set of people that after the judgment of the Court of Appeal, they are still coming out calling on their people to come out en masse to protest the decision of the court. This is a decision of the court, and they still have a chance to file an appeal at the Supreme Court. So I don't know why NFPP is going violent. It is evident. It is evident. Yes. I'm not saying that the NNPP, I'm not saying the governor, but the NNPP, which is the party, the government officials, even though the governor has not made any reckless statement so far, but his officials are aggressive. His officials are aggressive. They are making aggressive statements that are going to turn Kano into a political mediocre. We are not hoping that. We want Kano to be peaceful, and that's why many people that are even on their side are against them at the moment, because they don't think that what they are doing is good for the for the betterment of Kano State.
In fact, I'm going to actually come to the governor now. Has the governor made any official statement of recent? Because he cannot keep quiet either. You understand? If he's silent, silence is equal to admitting the same thing. Has the government made an official statement that people should stay calm, that he's going to do the needful? Has he been able to address the Kanolites?
The governor's statement has not in any way called on people to keep calm. In his statement, he was complaining that his sack by the Court of Appeal is targeted at Konkoso's vision, is targeted at his political godfather, because his political godfather is not in good time with the government at the center. And the governor failed to believe that the judiciary is an independent arm of government that is, bound from any executive interference. So the governor should not be he's not expected to be making such kind of statements. And the governor did that. He was complaining that there was there's a interference by the All Progressive Congress, and they are, blaming the All Progressive Congress chairman, Governor Abdullahi Umar Gandujo, who is their political opponent here in Kano. So they are blaming him for that. They are not, and the governor was also, making emphasis that they will be going to Supreme Court. That is the only thing he said, but he did not call on his people that they should not go out to protest anything. They should not do that. They should not do that. But he's only complaining that he has been, this is just a political witch hunt that is affecting him because of his political godfather, and he's loyal to his political godfather. His loyalty is unshakable. That he's still loyal to Senator Rabi Musa Konkoso. That is only what the governor has said, because I've watched his statement and I've analyzed his statement that there's no any way that the governor is interested in the peaceful, in the peace of critical time. And to this moment, even after that protest that the police has dispersed the protesters at the Buche Road, the governor has not, or his spokesperson has not made any statement to call people to order, even at this moment. It is only the stakeholders in Kano who are interested in the peaceful nature of the state that are calling on people to stay calm, to go back home, and to respect. Believe with this, I'm also calling on the governor. I'm also calling on the All Progressive Congress that they should all call their people to order. That the peaceful, the peaceful of Kano is non-negotiable, because this is a commercial state, and anything that is going to disrupt the peace of Kano is going to affect the economy of Kano, and the people are going to be affected in general.
Very important. You see, this is very important. Thank you very much. Because this is, if the governor, I want to pin the crime down, you understand, to people, you understand? And I'm happy this kind of analysis helps us to know that if the governor knows the law, I'm sure he knows that anything that happened, if there's any chaos, what happened to Donald Trump, we should all be aware that you can cause it because you're in power. But there's a day when people will call you back to say, hey, what you did here, you did not do this, you did not do this. Sometimes even not doing it is a crime. You know, there are things you need to do as a governor. If you don't do it, you will be held accountable for that. And I think the situation is disturbing. I want you guys to know that Kano is a historical, not only commercial, it's a historical city. It's a pride to the nation. And we will not be encouraging this. We don't want to see this in any way or form. And we do pray that this comes to an end quickly and swiftly.
Kenneth, but Kenneth was actually saying something earlier. Kenneth, go ahead.
You see, I think the last speaker has already said everything. While the governor, like you said, is a lawyer, so he's not unexpected that he will be smart in things like this. He will not come and say do. But when people who work for you, your appointees, these are not elected officials, these are appointees. When 1, 2, 3 have been making insightful statement, and you've not even sacked them out of your service, it means that is even collusion to an extent. Of course, it can signal conspiracy, but he's very careful as a governor. You might see, I expect probably before the end of the day, an official statement will be released asking people to remain calm, but then the deed is already done. But if I were to advise the APC, I will tell them that the counter rally is going to be unproductive. It is only going to lead to chaos. For now, they should stay calm, like the last commentator said. They should stay calm. They should rather, encourage their people to keep calm, and then encourage the institutions that are empowered to maintain peace to go about and do their job. At the end of the day, I believe the Nigerian security system, the security architecture can effectively bring peace to the states. But of course, it will take the cooperation of the people who are inside. So some level of orientation also has to start going out. Probably a jingle on the radio saying, hey, you people should know if we spoil it, it's our own state. If we spoil it, so people begin to have a consciousness and a responsibility to keep their own state safe. So it's bad, but way forward this, Princess, is if cases were resolved before swearing in, this will not be happening. That is just the truth.
Correct.
I agree. Everybody agree.
We are settled before swearing in. There will be no space for this, because the person who the court decided to be in would have already been in power, and this would just be an opposition, doing things. But when someone in power with money, with opportunity to entice people with position and everything is still there,
You tell them to leave or you sack them, then you're actually looking for a problem.
Yeah. And that's my question to these able young men, because you guys, and Kenneth included, you are the future of Nigeria. All right, and we are the older generation. We're living. The country is now in your hands. And what kind of political reform would you want to see to avoid this kind of calamity next time? You understand? The older people, the old lawyers are coming up that I know whatever they say, but it get to be in your hands really. What do you want to see that this kind of that can stop this really? Because this is sad. It's sad. I can understand with the governor to have been in power for some time. Everything is all good, and you're telling me to leave. He's not happy. That's not a good thing for anybody to take, but this is the law. And what we need to do is, how do we really stop this from happening again? Let's start with Mukta.
I think I will go with Kenneth's last submission that the only thing that can stop this kind of political brouhaha that will cause violence is to, is to resolve political cases at the tribunal before swearing in. And I think this is the stand of the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar during his last press briefing. He was there. He was calling on the government to review this, that political cases at the tribunal, Court of Appeal, Supreme Court should all be resolved before inauguration. I think this is the only thing that can stop all this, reckless statement, disrespect to the court, disrespect to the rule of law, and what have you. I believe this is the only thing. But as far as that, political cases will be decided after a governor is inaugurated, then I don't think it's going to, be good for our democracy, because it's even disrupting the INEC election timetable. Instead of us to be having election uniformly in the country, you will be seeing that now the timetable in Kano has also been disrupted. Imo is having a different election, a different date. Bayelsa, Kogi, ETT. So there is the need for this now, and Kano have joined that part. If the Supreme Court judgment is in favor of APC, then Kano is going to join also that
part.
If it is not in their favor, then I can say it's better. But I think it is timely.
Yes.
It is timely now. Now we have time. Our lawmakers should move on to start this amendments into our law, that inauguration will be made.
I even wanted to ask, Mohammed, but this morning, what's the current situation in the state? Are we still having, aggrieved people all over the streets, or there's a little bit calm as of this morning?
So now the road is suitable. The normalcy has returned. So there is no such kind of violence across the state. So that is that's what happened now.
And tomorrow we will know that APC is a banking, like one of the news we saw this morning. From which of the papers? I think from Daily Trust. Did say Kano resident panic as APC set for mass rally tomorrow. Mukhtar, should we be worried that this mass, rally? I don't know for what reason, or whether it's for the court issues as well. But should we be worried again?
I think it is a thing of worry, because I just read it this morning. Or since yesterday, I have seen the statement by the Director General of the Gauna Garo campaign, Engineer Rabiu Suleiman, so a former secretary to the state government. And I know they are doing this. It is politics. They are doing it to counter the call for protest by the NNPP. They want to counter it so that the police will come in and stop both of them from holding the protest and the counter rally. So it's just a politics by the APC to bring politics into it, so that because the judgment is in their favor. We cannot say that the APC is coming out for a protest. They are coming out for a rally, and the rally is going to be in form of jubilation. So if you are doing a rally in form of jubilation, then you are at least teasing the other part. You are calling for trouble. The other part will come out, and things are not going to be good for Kano. So it is just politics, and then it's just left now for the police and the security agencies. I know the DSS is going to give the police an intelligence report on the needful, what should be done.
Yes.
My own call is that the police should use its power to do the right thing in ensuring that there is peace in Kano.
And they should do it on time, because this is the thing. They should not wait. Like
they should do it on time. Even before the judgment, there was even before the judgment, there was a peace accord that was signed by both parties before the judgment. I think it's just within the week. It was on Monday or Tuesday, and unfortunately, that peace accord, but the both parties are breaching the accord. And the commissioner of police has even warned, the both parties that nobody should come out to protest, or in form of protest or in form of jubilation. He has warned them and he has stopped that. But unfortunately, all of them, they all come out. they break the law by
In fact,
by not
that was my last question. I wanted to know if this law and if these protests were legal, or that meaning if they were they approved by the police or they were not approved. Because if you know, because and that's where the police security agents should really step in. That was why I said on time. Because if you either you approve it or you don't approve it. Yeah, go
it
on.
was it was not approved. It was not approved because he has warned them. He has warned both parties that nobody should come out to protest anything. He has warned them, the commissioner of police. He did that, but unfortunately, that nobody. It all went on deaf ears to both parties.
I know it's a difficult time when people.
Wow, thank you so much, Adam Mukhtar, and of course, Babangida Lee. Thank you so much for being on the show. This actually, of course, we now understand what's going on there, in-depth knowledge of what's happening there over in Canon. So thank you. I'm going to get across to you, and if there's anything, Mukhtar and
We'll bring you guys back.
Let us know. We'll bring you here again to because to know what's actually
how the situation is unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
But as I know, Kano, nothing will happen again.
Good.
Since the APC called for the
Thank
rally. Yeah.
And I think one of the things is this court. Another suggestion I want to suggest is there should be one court, not stepping from one court to the other. 1, 2, 3, because you are prolonging the trouble. You understand? After this, you go to one tribunal. Tribunal make a judgment. We all go home. And it should be done by one tribunal. You know, yes, people have right to protest, to go to seek redress if you're not happy with the result of the election, and it should be done within a particular period of time. And after that, sealed, so that like this guy now, the timetable, the political landscape, the timetable of Nigeria keep changing every day. The INEC timetable for election, governorship of Edo State will be now the next month. Before we know it, there will be 36 INEC elections. You know, so if we allow this to continue, so I think
different.
Yes.
Well, we do hope, we pray that Kano will be peaceful again, because we know that that's one of the business hub in Nigeria. Yes. So we don't want problems there. Innocent people, they say that when two elephants fight, the grass suffers, and this is targeted mostly on the masses there. You know, people that are not even partisans. So we pray that calm will once again come to our dear Kano State. Thank you so much, Mukhtar and Babangida. I really do appreciate your time this morning. I'm going to get across later. Thank you.
Thank you very much. People is now going for their normal businesses.
Yeah, welcome.
And their activities. So there is no any chaos now in Kano. So thank you. Thank you, Blessing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
okay. It's quite relieving to know that there's no mercy as of this morning compared to yesterday, where we saw police, cutting away people, arresting people, tear gassing. It's Kano is one of our business hub, and we don't want issues there in that state. So we're happy that there's no mercy back in the state. And of course, we even pray that the rally tomorrow, because APC is actually terminating rally.
They're not going to call. There will be no rally. And I'm saying the police should make it illegal and make it clear. Sometimes you see, these are the things I would say. The police will make it clear that if there's a rally, we will hold your leader accountable. This is how you handle this kind of issue. You understand? It's okay to say that you're going to come on a rally. If there is a rally, that's the police talking. We will not come on to the street people. We will hold you, the leader, accountable for this. Let it be clear so that they know that there's accountability. Governor, if your people come out tomorrow and make any stupid comment, we will hold you accountable. That way, everybody will sit tight. Because if we allow this, it gets too late again, like what has happened, and then becomes a bigger problem. It's already a problem, please. It becomes a bigger problem. And that's my word.
Anyway, I'm happy that I actually spoke with them from Kano this morning, and Mukhtar actually did a nice analysis there.
They both have a case.
Yes, and that's a good thing to know. We do hope that peace will, like we said, peace will sue for peace. And we'll wrap up the show. It's a good place to draw the curtain today. Thank you so much. It's been one amazing week for every one of us. Thank you for always being on the shows. And of course, it's Friday. It's weekend, party time. You reward yourself. But please, while you are out there rewarding yourself, take care of yourself. Thank God it's Friday. We party, but please stay out of trouble and obey the traffic laws.
And you see these people in Abuja there, they are no different. They're changing the landscape of this broadcast. What is going on with you people?
I don't
Your
know what's
lines keep
happening
coming
with
up
them
and up.
today, but today is just, it's not, today's zone is too much. Anyway, we'll resolve that issue.
Yes.
While you're out there, viewers, stay safe. Don't forget to subscribe to our so many packages on Srtv. We book your ticket across the world, event coverage, and of course, rentals, all kind of cameras and everything you need, and our production outlets. It's an amazing place to be with your crew, and of course, walk in and go do your thing there. And don't forget our magazine as well. As though aesthetically, you can showcase your brand and your services to the world. Follow us on our social media handles. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and X. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe and invite somebody to the page. Give us your comment as well. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, thank you so much, Kenneth. Thank you, Mary. It's been one amazing week for me. Thank you for always being here doing this with us, and thank you, Daddy Chris. Hopefully on Monday we're going to do this again. But while you're out there, stay safe, you guys, please. Even though Kenneth is of the opinion that everywhere is safe. Kenneth,
I see it's manageable. At least we can.
Mazi, stay safe, please. Everybody there, stay safe. We'll do this again on Monday. See you, viewers. Bye.
Are you a filmmaker in Abuja and its environ? Do you need a place for your music video, or you need a venue for your conference and even an editing suite for your post-production? Look no further. Our beautiful turret in Lokugoma has it all. We have a whole floor that consists of 3-angle lounge, a beautiful dining area, a large kitchen, a conference area that can comfortably accommodate 60 persons, and 5-bedroom adaptable for all kind of shoots. The good news is all is available at affordable price. And you know what? If you are a member of the Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria, you have 20% discount. So what are you waiting for? Hurry and contact us on the numbers on your screen now. Hooray! The next President Show is here again.
Everyone, my name is Hajara Osman Muhammad. I'm the Youth Governor for Kano State, Nigeria's Center of Commerce.
Pronounced Joel Garba, the Youth Executive Governor of Kaduna State, and I am contesting for the Youth Presidents of Nigeria under the People's Liberation Party, PLP.
Aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills. Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The Next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.